Hey guys, what's up? It's Zero. We're here on the Baby Main account, progressing through on a free-to-play, and I've got a lot of information to dump in this video today. We are primarily going to be going over what progress I have made so far on the account, and we are also going to go over fusions. They are fairly important as far as trying to get most of the monsters out of there. You will basically end up fusing everything that's in there, but before we go over fusions and what those do and what some of that stuff works, we're going to go over the progress I've made on the account. So I am up to level 19, and we have progressed quite a few of the challenges, and I definitely recommend getting in here and getting these opened and working on these as quick as possible, especially the fusion and the giants. You can't unlock this until you actually build the fusion hexagram at level 17, and then you'll be prompted to go in here and check this. You'll want to get this done as quick as possible. Giants, as soon as you open up Kairos dungeon, you can get in there, run the first level of giants, and you'll be prompted to go in and check all this too. This one is very important because it does give out a lot of good rewards. It also gives you out, if not all, of the team that would be a really good starter team for giants. It gives out those as rewards. So first off, you go in here, you view the strategy info, you're going to get Shannon automatically. If you've already started her, or if you got her out of the shop, or if you got her out of a known scroll, that's fine. You can feed her into her to do skill ups. So if you've already started her, not a big deal, but you get her awakened, which is probably the big thing. So it gives you her on the first step. It gives you Bernard, the Wind Griffin, on the second step. So yes, those two units are probably two of the key beginner giant units when you get into the giants. I am still working on some of these. You can also get, I don't know who else, if anybody else it gives you, but it gives you the basics of getting a B10 team put together. I am going to go over my beginner teams that I myself intend on building for the different dungeons. You are more than welcome to use the same team I'm going to build. If you want to build something else, or if you got lucky on some of your pools, then build those teams, but mine is going to be a straight beginner team. It will not be fast. We don't really want to work on speed early on. That will come with time and with different monsters and finishing skilling out your monsters, getting better runes. That will come with time. But the team that I will go over, it's a surefire, safe, probably around a 2-minute team plus or minus, so it'll be fine. But I will go over that at a later time. But definitely get in here as soon as you beat the first level on Feynman Volcano. This chapter will open up. It gives you the workings and the setup to build a farmer, and it kind of goes through the farming with you. Feynman Stage 1 is probably one of the best farming spots in the game, aside from dimension holes. We'll go into those later. But this is definitely one of the things, and it takes you through. It gives you a Vampire Revenge set to put on your farming monster. Mine are on the Water Magic Knight, and she is farming Feynman stage 1 normal, no problems, leveling up some monsters. And then this will open up as soon as you beat the magic dungeon or one of the element dungeons the first time, and you'll start working on this. I have not messed with this yet. I'll also make another video for the essences, probably within the next couple of days, and get that posted up to go over the essences and awakening your monsters. But for now, we're going to be working on the fusions. My team, before we get into that, my team, as far as the 5 monsters I'm going to probably be using the most in the dungeons and such, is coming together. So I've got my Water Magic Knight up to 5-star. I have got Lulu up to 4-star. I've got my Shannon up to 4-star. I've got my Bernard up to 4-star. And then my Elven Ranger is also up to 4-star. And I've almost got all of them working. This is going to be the team I'm going to use for the moment until I get some other monsters put together and built. I'm still on the lookout for a different healer. This will do for now as far as working through the stages of giants. I've also got quite a few copies of Colleen, the fire harpoo, and I've also got a lot of other harpoos. So I may get her built too. She's a really good healer also. She's also got an attack bar buff with her heal. The reason I haven't really messed with her right now is because I do have a Shannon who does an attack and a defense buff. I do have a Mystic Witch, but I have not pulled a Megan, which is the Water Mystic Witch. Once I get her, I can kind of swap either between Shannon or Megan as far as a buffer. Bernard's going to be really strong because of his skill 3. His skill 3 increases the attack bar and gives you an attack speed buff for 2 turns. He also brings a attack and defense break on skill 2, and he has a damage based on his attack speed. You want him very fast, but I need to get into giants and get the rest of these ruined. She is on that Vampire Revenge set, doing very well. She is on attack or speed, crit damage, attack, and doing pretty good as a farmer. So I'm going to keep getting her built up as we go. Those runes will change eventually to a different set that I would like to run. I'll probably keep her on Revenge. I may go Despair. And I've got that rune set coming out in a video also. If you've seen other videos that are coming out currently, there is some massive updates coming. There's a massive patch coming to the game. I have not done any videos over that information yet, not because I don't want to. I know a lot of people have already hit on the updates and what's coming, the new dungeons, new stuff is coming out probably in the next month or so. A lot of that is going to be for mid-game, late-game people. They're increasing the dungeon levels of giants and dragons and necro to 12 levels. They're going to guarantee drop 6-star runes only. They're doing a lot of changes. For a beginner account, it's nothing to worry about as far as we're going. So that's why I've not really done a video about it yet, is because I want to focus on a beginner playthrough, a beginner setup, and help get you guys into that mid game where that stuff would be important, the mid and late games. So fusions. This is your fusion hexagram, unlocks at level 17. These are the monsters that you can build by powering up and leveling up other monsters and combining them together to form the monster there. Um, a lot of these units are pretty good. A lot of them you would want to focus on quickly. The in-game fusion help section in the challenges actually takes you through to fuse Veramos. That's what this whole thing is set up here to do, is get you Veramos. I strongly recommend following it and doing it and getting yourself a Veramos. He's not a be-all, end-all, but he is very, very worth getting fused and getting him built. So the game will take you through what you need to collect and what you need to fuse to in order to get him, and it will provide you with some of that as you go along. So when you go and you first open it up, it has you go in and check. It gives you some mana. After that, it has you go in and check, and it gives you 3 of the units that you need to fuse into other units to get Veramos. And it'll have you process these 3 units as you go through the rest of the scenario by getting them up to 3-star and then getting them up to max 4-star, so you can turn them into the food to fuse these 3 units over here. It'll also have you awaken them, so I'm going to try and get the magic hall and the elements out as soon as possible. That'll probably be the next video I do, to get into those in the dungeon. But yeah, definitely fuse. So my recommendations on the fusion hexagram, while you're following along with the guide in the challenges, I would recommend putting the food together as you're going and summoning, as you're farming some of the fusion monsters you can get from the farmable scenarios. Some of those monsters drop in there, and you can use you can get them that way. You don't always have to summon. The fire vampire, I strongly recommend getting the units together to fuse him. I believe that I have this one and this one. I think I'm missing this one and this one. I'm going to try and get him put together as quick and throw him in my vault until I'm ready to level him up and start using him. He is a really great unit for a beginner team for dragons. So once I get ready to start progressing there, I definitely want to get him built. The fire sylph Beretta, I would recommend trying to get him built too. If you can get some of those units put together to build him. He is great in TOA. He deals a lot of damage with dots. Lots and lots and lots of dots. He's also got a turn meter reset, which is also very good. So I would also attempt on getting these monsters together to make him. A lot of these monsters are really good to use. If you happen to have gotten lucky and you have a wind joker, I would make some of these. I would save a few of these units, run them through the farming stage, and make a few of the fire jokers to feed into your Lucian. That's an option to get quick skill ups for him. A lot of people will recommend not feeding your Devilmon to 4-star units. If it's 1 or 2 skill ups to finish them, I don't see a problem with that, but I would not fully Devilmon a 4-star unit, especially any of the units that will have a monster in here that you could just fuse a few in a week and get some skill ups. There are a few of these units that their other elemental counterparts are really, really good. So just constantly throwing a fusion together every couple of weeks to get a skill up is much better than wasting a bunch of Devilmons. That's my opinion. So I definitely would recommend getting your Veramos as you go. The water chicken, as we call him, the water phoenix, is another really good one. He's a strong damage dealer for dragons. Another good one to get. The fire panda is also another good one to eventually work on. The light paladin, another strong unit, and the fire lightning emperor is another good unit. I believe they use him in a raid, a speed raid team, I believe. Yeah, a lot of these units are really good. The wind nine-tailed fox, another good unit for giants. I have seen some older videos that she is on a easy to farm speed team for giants, so it's another unit you would like to invest in eventually. So those are my recommendations. There are 2 vampires in here, so you can make multiple copies to feed into your Vertiheal. So that's definitely a thing you want to do. You do need one of the winds for your Veramos fusion, but again, very, very, very good units in here to work on fusing. So I do have a lot of the units started already. I have the Wind Harpoo already. I believe I've got one of these guys. I'll have to double check, but I believe I do. But that's fusion in a nutshell. From here, there's not really a way to tell that a monster is a fusion monster. If you click on it, it doesn't give you anything special. And if you don't know all of their names and what they look like awakened, you'll spend a lot of time bouncing back and forth between the fusion hexagram and your inventory and your storage and your power-up circle. Just remember that all of your fusion monsters are going to have this little circle in the corner. Another tip that I usually do when I'm working on the fusions is I will open up a sticky note or something on my other screen and put the monsters in there that I need for that particular summon, and put an X or a couple of asterisks or some type of a denominator next to their name to show that I've got that one and I'm currently working on it. But you get this at 17, and I definitely would say early game focus on the fusions. Focus on them, get those monsters, spike up those monsters as you're putting your core 5-man team together, and you'll have your Veramos fused in no time, your Vertiheal, your Nine-Tailed Fox, your Paladin. You'll have those fused in no time before you know it. I've been focusing on leveling up food now that I've got my Water Magic Knight able to farm Feynman. I have been working on food to at least 5-star that team that I'm building. I am still looking for a couple of units to switch out. What I would like to do with my team is switch out Lulu. She's a very good healer, but I would like to switch her out for a Water Garuda, because I will get the cleanse with the Water Garuda. He's got a cleanse and a heal on his 3rd skill. So I would like to get him until I'm able to get my Veramos fused. He will work on a good early game team for Dragons. He will work in Giants. He will keep that defense buff or debuff off your team. So he's a good one I'm trying to find. If you have him, I would definitely recommend getting him up to 5-star. Um, if you're going to keep him to go into Giants B10, I would 6-star him. My Water Magic Knight and my Wind Griffin are going to definitely be my first 6 stars, followed by Shannon. And then if I have my Veramos by then, I'll have him 6-starred. And then this weekend, I'll touch on this really quick. This weekend, it does appear that all of the dungeons are open this weekend. So I am probably also going to try and spend a little bit of time in the Hall of Light to see if I can get hopefully an Inugami dungeon or even a Lauren dungeon, which is the Light Cowgirl. I'm going to definitely probably spend a lot of time in there. The good news is with all of the events and stuff, I've got plenty of energy to burn. So I'll probably work on that all this weekend. Hopefully try and get a Inugami dungeon, and then that'll put my team together of what I'm hoping to build for Giants and stay in there. It'll be the Magic Knight, Shannon or Megan if I can get one, Bernard, Veramos, and the Light Inugami Bella if I can get one this weekend. And that's going to be my team for my Giants, and I'll use that intro beginner team until I've got some better monsters pulled, eventually getting up to a speed team. If I can find a Wind Marshall Cat, I will probably put her in the team instead, and see how that works out. She's really good for another for a entry free-to-play beginner speed team, so I may work on her. But that's fusions. That's the account progress so far. I'm going to keep up the grinding. If you guys are liking this series and going through and progressing with this beginner account, definitely leave a like, subscribe below. I try to get these videos out on a daily basis, just so I can keep the updates close together, so I don't just like take off one time and have a massive gap from one point of progressing this account to another. So I'm trying to get these videos out daily, but definitely like and subscribe, and I will catch you all later in the next episode. Thank you.